All right, get ready, because today we're going deep on manifestation.
Ooh, manifestation.
You know, that whole idea of thinking your dreams into reality.
All right.
We're going to break it all down.
Yeah.
Not just the mystical side of it,
Sure.
but also what science actually says about how our thoughts
Okay.
can maybe shape our world.
It's definitely a hot topic these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of buzz, lots of hype.
Yeah.
But really, when you get down to it,
Mm-hmm.
manifestation is about making a choice,
Okay.
to line up your thoughts and your feelings and your actions with what you want to achieve.
I like that.
Like you're designing your own reality.
So less about like wishing on a star
Yeah.
and more like, building the rocket ship.
Exactly. It's about taking charge,
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just hoping for the best,
I'm into it.
but really making it happen.
All right, so let's start with the basics then.
Okay.
How would you define manifestation in a way that, cuts through all the noise?
Well, simply put, yeah.
Manifestation is turning your thoughts, your desires,
Mm-hmm.
your goals into, well, reality.
Okay.
But it's not just wishing.
Right.
It's about making a conscious decision
Yeah.
to align your thoughts, your feelings,
Okay.
and your actions with what you want to see happen.
So it's like
Yeah.
like setting a GPS for your life,
Okay.
but you're not just putting in the destination already.
Right.
You're checking the engine. You're making sure you have enough fuel.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
It really highlights that active role you play.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just sitting back and waiting.
Right.
You're in the driver's seat.
Okay. So we can't talk about manifestation
Uh-huh.
without talking about,
Yeah.
law of attraction.
The big one.
It always comes up,
Rightfully so.
but it can be a little out there for some people.
A little woo-woo.
Yeah. So can you help us separate
Sure.
the mystical from the practical
Of course.
when it comes to law of attraction? All right. So the law of attraction basically says,
Mm-hmm.
attracts,
Yeah.
so positive thoughts attract positive outcomes.
Right.
And negative thoughts, well, they
Mhm.
attract negative outcomes.
Okay.
Now, it's not a universal law.
Right. Not like gravity or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there is some really interesting neuroscience
Oh, okay.
that backs up this idea that
Yes.
our thoughts can actually influence our actions.
So not just like magical thinking,
Oh.
but there's something deeper at play here.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about understanding how powerful our thoughts are
Mm-hmm.
and how they interact with our brains.
I see.
Think of it this way. Your brain has this filter
Okay.
called the reticular activating system,
That's a mouthful.
or RAS for short.
Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Think of it like a spotlight.
Right. A spotlight.
What you focus on, that's what gets illuminated.
Okay.
If you're constantly focused on lack,
Mm-hmm.
that's all you're going to see.
Makes sense.
But if you focus on abundance, your brain actually starts to help you
Wow.
find those opportunities to create it.
So, like, if I'm constantly worried about money,
Mm-hmm.
I might actually miss out on
Yeah.
a good job opportunity or something.
It's possible.
That's kind of scary, but also
Right.
kind of exciting.
It is both. But
Yeah.
that's the amazing thing about understanding this.
Mm-hmm.
Once you realize your brain is filtering information
Yeah.
based on your thoughts,
Okay.
you can actually choose to change your focus.
So you're not just passively observing, you're like actively directing the spotlight.
You got it.
Okay, so now that we've got like the mental mechanics down,
Right.
let's talk about the practical side.
Sure.
What are some actual steps people can take
Mm.
to start manifesting effectively?
Well, there's a clear path you can follow
Uh,
to put these ideas into action.
All right, lay it on me.
We can break it down into 5 steps.
5 steps to make our dreams reality.
That's the goal.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so first things first, clarity. You have to define exactly what you want.
Right.
And this is where a lot of people get tripped up.
Oh, really?
It's not enough to just say,
Yeah.
I want more money.
Right, got to be more specific.
You have to get crystal clear about what that looks like.
Okay,
Is it a certain salary, a new business,
got it.
or maybe the freedom to pursue your passions?
Yeah.
The more specific you can be, the better.
So instead of a blurry wish,
Yeah,
you need like a high-def picture.
exactly.
Okay, what's next?
So now that you've got your goal,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to believe it's possible.
Belief.
That's step 2.
All right, belief.
Even if it feels like a stretch right now.
But where's the line between like
Yeah.
taking action and forcing things?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's where the next step comes in,
Okay.
aligning your energy. It's about getting your inner world to match up with the
Cool.
reality you want to create.
I see.
Feeling the emotions,
Mm.
embodying the qualities,
Okay.
taking actions that show you're serious about this.
So if I want to manifest, say, a thriving business,
Yeah.
it's not enough to just, like, daydream about it.
Right.
I actually have to start acting like a successful entrepreneur.
Exactly. Start embodying that energy.
Right.
Dress the part. Network with other business owners.
Right.
Take those little steps that move you closer.
It's like those athletes who visualize winning. Right?
Yes. Perfect example.
They're not just hoping.
Nope.
They're mentally preparing.
They're getting their minds and bodies ready to perform at their best.
By seeing it over and over in their mind.
They're aligning their energy.
Okay, so we've got clarity, belief. We're aligning our energy.
Yes.
But don't we actually have to, do something at some point?
Absolutely. And that's where action comes in.
Action. Step 4.
It's not about sitting back and waiting.
Right.
It's about taking action that matches your desires.
So thoughts are important.
Yeah.
But you have to translate them into, well, doing stuff.
You got it.
It's about bridging that gap, right?
Right, exactly.
Between what you want and what's actually happening.
You're showing the universe you're serious.
All right, so we've covered clarity, belief, alignment, and action. What's the last piece of the puzzle?
Release.
Yeah.
Release.
Letting go of the need to control everything.
Okay.
Trusting that the universe has got you.
So it's not about, like, micromanaging every detail.
Yeah.
More about going with the flow.
It's about knowing you've done your part.
Mm-hmm.
You set your intention, aligned your energy, took action.
Right.
Now you trust
I see.
that the universe will deliver in its own way.
It's like planting a seed, right?
Yeah, I like that.
And trusting that nature will do its thing.
You can't force it to grow.
Right. You just got to give it the right conditions.
And sometimes the universe has something even better planned
Interesting.
than we could have ever imagined.
But if we're holding on too tight,
Yeah.
we might miss out. Exactly.
It's a good point.
It's about being open
Mm-hmm.
to possibilities we didn't even think of.
So these 5 steps,
Mm-hmm.
clarity, belief, alignment, action, release,
Yes.
those are like the foundation of manifestation.
They're the building blocks.
Okay, we've covered a lot,
We have.
but let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Manifestation doesn't always work.
Right. Right.
What are some of the things that trip people up?
Well, manifestation is a skill.
Okay,
It takes practice.
makes sense.
And there are some common mistakes.
All right, like what?
One of the biggest ones is impatience.
Oh, impatience.
We live in a world of instant gratification.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen right away.
I feel that.
It's like ordering something online
Oh, yeah,
and then constantly checking the tracking,
totally.
getting frustrated that it's not there yet.
But then,
But manifestation,
yeah.
it's more like planting a garden
Okay,
than ordering takeout.
I like that.
It takes time, nurturing, trust.
So patience is key.
It is.
But what about those times when you are putting in the effort,
Mm-hmm.
aligning your energy, taking action,
Yes.
but it still feels like nothing's happening?
It happens.
Like you're stuck in a
Right.
cosmic traffic jam or something?
That's when you have to check your focus.
My focus.
A lot of times when we're not seeing results, it's because we're focusing on what we don't have
Oh, interesting.
instead of what we want.
So like if I'm always stressing about being single,
Yeah.
I'm actually pushing love away
It's possible.
because I'm focused on the lack of it.
It's like looking for your keys in a dark room.
Okay.
You're not going to find them by focusing on the darkness.
You got to turn on the light.
Exactly.
I see.
You need to look where the keys might actually be.
So instead of obsessing over what's missing,
Right.
we need to focus on what we already have.
Cultivate an attitude of abundance.
Be grateful for the good stuff.
It's about shifting your perspective.
From lack to gratitude.
You got it.
It's like that saying, what you focus on expands.
It's true.
If you're always dwelling on the negative,
Mm-hmm.
you're just going to get more of it.
It's about understanding the power of your attention
Okay.
and choosing to direct it towards what you want.
So we've got impatience, lack of focus,
Yeah.
any other pitfalls to watch out for.
Another common one is
Yeah.
getting too attached to a specific outcome.
Okay.
It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Tried that. It doesn't work.
Sometimes the universe has something better in store, but we block it because we're so fixated on our plan.
So it's not about controlling the universe,
No.
but trusting that it has like a bigger plan,
It's about surrendering to the wisdom of the universe.
even if we don't get it yet.
Exactly.
This is all a little abstract.
Okay.
Can you give us an example of how this works in real life?
Sure. Think about an athlete training for a big competition.
Okay, like the Olympics or something.
They might visualize winning, crossing the finish line,
Yeah.
feeling that rush of victory.
But what if they get so focused on that one outcome
It can happen.
that they get, like, anxious and stressed out,
That pressure can be crippling.
especially when the stakes are high?
That anxiety can actually hurt their performance.
Really?
They're so focused on winning,
Yeah.
they forget to enjoy the sport itself.
They're so focused on the destination, they forget to enjoy the journey.
Exactly.
So that's where release comes in. Instead of desperately clinging to that one outcome,
Right.
they need to surrender to the flow.
Trust their training.
Okay.
Focus on doing their best in each moment.
Not giving up on the goal,
No.
but shifting the focus from winning to the process.
Precisely.
And that actually might help them win.
It's paradoxical, but it's true.
I'm starting to see how this all connects.
Good.
It's not about forcing the universe to do what we want.
Oh.
It's about aligning ourselves with it,
Yeah.
trusting the process.
And being open to what might happen.
This has been so insightful.
I'm glad.
I feel like I'm seeing manifestation in a whole new light.
That's great to hear.
And it's a perfect way to transition to the last part of our deep dive,
Okay.
where we'll talk about how to actually live these
It
principles
sounds good.
and create positive change, not just for ourselves,
Yeah.
but for the world around us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about, like, the nuts and bolts of manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
how our thoughts can actually shape things.
Right.
5 steps, and even the mistakes to avoid.
The pitfalls.
Yeah, but how do we actually use this every day?
That's the real magic.
It can't just be for those big, like, life goals.
Very. Yeah.
It's got to be for the everyday stuff, too.
Manifestation isn't just for the big stuff.
Okay.
It's for creating a life you love.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Think about setting intentions for your day.
Intentions.
Like how you want to feel, how you want to act.
Okay.
It's a subtle shift,
Mhm.
but it can make a big difference.
So instead of waking up and dreading the day,
Yeah.
I could set an intention for, like, being more patient or having a really productive day
You're priming your mind to look for opportunities.
to actually be those
And
things,
to embody those qualities.
even if things don't go perfectly.
Right, because life happens.
Yeah, for sure.
But that intention can help you handle things better.
Like what's it called? A compass,
Yeah, like an inner compass.
guiding me back to where I want to be.
It's about remembering what's important.
Okay, so it's not about controlling everything.
Right.
More about, like, trusting the process,
Trusting that things will work out.
even when it seems like they're not.
Even then.
Like those times when you miss a flight
Oh, yeah.
and then it turns out it was delayed for hours.
Maybe the universe had other plans for you.
It's like sometimes the universe knows better,
Sometimes.
even if we don't get it at the time.
And that surrender
Yeah.
can apply to anything.
Anything.
Traffic jams, difficult people.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
It's all connected.
This has been honestly eye-opening.
I'm glad you found it helpful.
I feel like I have a whole new set of tools now.
I hope so.
Not just for reaching my goals, but for, like, living a better life.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Well, as we wrap up our deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave everyone with a little something to think about.
Okay.
If you were to set an intention for the rest of your day,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be?
How do you want to feel?
What kind of energy do you want to put out there?
It doesn't have to be something huge.
Right.
Maybe it's being kind to a stranger
Okay.
or tackling a challenge with a positive attitude.
Or just, noticing the beauty around you.
Exactly.
Because even the little things can make a difference. They can create positive change.
In our lives and in the world.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into manifestation.
It's been a pleasure.
May your thoughts create the reality you desire.